Here's how you can create content like a professional marketer. The techniques in this video are gonna show you how to take your content from this to this. Here are the results from my account last year in April, and this was one of my highest top performing posts back then. And here's an updated screenshot of my best performing post so far this year. If you want to learn how to completely transform your social media, keep watching. I'm gonna show you 4 step-by-step processes that I followed that made a huge difference with my growth. Step number 1, the first thing you wanna look at is your profile itself. On Instagram and TikTok, this is your bio. And on platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook, this is your about section. Your profile is important for a few reasons that most marketers are not aware of. The first is it's good for SEO. Social media platforms are getting increasingly better at ranking content and getting it in front of the right people. To do that, they look at the keywords you're using to describe your business. Make sure you call out your target audience and use keywords they're likely searching for. This will heighten the chances of your profile showing up. The second reason your bio is important is because it allows you to highlight your unique selling proposition. A unique selling proposition is what separates you from your competitors. For example, you can highlight your experience, social proof results, techniques, and anything else that makes you unique and stand out to your target audience. I have a free guide you can download that will help you create the perfect bio, and it'll show you all the critical components you need to include. You can download it for free by clicking the link below. Step number 2, develop your content strategy. The amount of people who don't stop to think, okay, what does my target audience want to see? What do they need to know from me in order to buy is actually overwhelming. Your content strategy needs to strategically move people through the buyer journey. It needs to point out their pain points and guide them towards a solution. And that solution needs to be working with your company, whether that's buying your product or your service. I see many companies focusing on people in the decision stage of the buyer journey because that's where the buyers are. Now, the good thing about this is these are your target buyers and the people who really need and value what it is you're selling. The problem with this strategy is it ignores 95% of your audience because 95% of people are in the first 2 stages, not the last stage of the buyer journey. This will often result in people perceiving most of your content as an ad and seeing it as very low value because it's constantly pitching your services. Therefore, if you're posting content that is only geared to people in the decision stage, you're going to see much smaller growth, very low engagement, and overall your results are not going to be that good. The other problem with it is you are going to end up ignoring 95% of people who could be future customers, and you're not positioning yourself as the trustworthy and incredible source of information that they can go to in order to help them decide which option is best for them to solve their pain point. Here's how we can make sure that we are guiding people through the buyer journey and maximizing our growth and brand awareness to not only the 5% who are going to buy from us right away, but the 95% of people who are still just collecting information. How we do this is by breaking up our content into attraction, nurturing, and conversion-based content. Attraction-based content typically focuses on a pain point and usually involves teaching people hacks, tips, showing them tools, and presenting industry trends in order to connect to that pain point. We do not sell our services in attraction-based content, and they need to appeal to a large percentage of your target audience. Most of your target audience in this stage is not going to buy from you, but they do have a pain point that you can help with. Nurture-based content is designed to build a gap between where your target audience is now with their pain points and where they could be once they find the right solution for them. This type of content is geared towards people in your target audience who are actively looking for solutions to their pain point. With this type of content, you want to discuss popular myths, mistakes that they might be making, and provide valuable information that's really going to help people alleviate their pain point. And just like attraction-based content, we're not necessarily selling them on anything, we're just educating them on their options and helping them find the solution that makes the most sense to them. You can also direct them to helpful like ebooks and landing pages or freebies that you have. And finally, we get to conversion-based content, and this is when you are really pulling out the people who really need your products and services. This is when we really narrow in on our target buyer and the people that we want to work with. I have a free guide that's going to show you exactly how you can create your own content that is in alignment with a content strategy that's been customized for your own personal business needs. Click the link below to download. Step number 3, read and understand your analytics. How many of you look at your analytics and go, okay, that's a like and that's a share, but doesn't really mean anything to you? It's so important to understand what your analytics are trying to tell you, and it's a crucial aspect of growing and improving content performance over time. So I really want to make sure you understand this. So here are the metrics I look at personally and what they mean. The first metric I look at is engagement rate. Engagement rate is an indicator of your content performance. If people aren't engaging with it, it means the algorithm assumes that that content is poor performing, and it'll actually suppress it in the algorithm. Therefore, creating content that truly resonates with your target audience is going to help you create more engagement opportunities that are actually going to end up growing your reach over time. What's also interesting is one of my clients had a very low engagement rate when I started working with them. And over the course of 6 months, we actually doubled their engagement rate, which also increased their followers, even though they were posting less content and had a lower reach. Number 2 is profile conversion rate. This means out of the people who are visiting your profile, how many of those people are actually converting into followers? And this can provide indicators on how your content and your bio are performing. If this number is less than 20%, you need to adjust either your bio or your content or both. Your bio needs to be in alignment with your content. For example, if your bio says you're a realtor and then your content is photos of your dogs and children, your profile conversion rate is going to be low because they conflict. They're talking about two totally different things. And so you'll notice on my account, I say exactly what I do and my content supports that statement. And then number 3 is to look at overall content performance. In Instagram, I like to sort by reach and then see which posts got the most views. This can help you understand which topics and format structures are performing the best for your account. And step number 4 is to make sure you're consistent. I know a lot of people stress consistency, and there is a truth behind it. One of my clients was behind on approving content over the summer, and her growth rate literally dropped from 12% to 5%. Now keep in mind, consistency isn't the end-all be-all, because you can consistently be doing all the wrong things and not see results, but it is a factor you want to pay attention to. Thank you so much for staying until the end. Let me know if this video helped you, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.